Hi, welcome back to Community Conversations. I'm Tina Howard, and today I have a group of people. We're going to start with a couple that you know from Hartwell, Slate and Ginger Bachnight. And we are so happy to have you guys here today.
We're glad to be here.
Yes,
Thank you.
we are.
And y'all were both born in Hart County, right?
I wasn't. My mama was.
Your mom was, okay.
Yeah, I moved up here when I was 10.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about you. And what about you, Ginger?
Born and raised here.
Born and raised. And your dad has a business here and has had for a long time, right?
He has. He sure has.
That's great. Okay, so Ginger and Slate have been here their entire lives, but a few years ago, they made a pretty major change, I would say, in their lives and started focusing on something that meant a lot to them. And so I wanted them on today to talk about it and to let us hear a little bit about what they're doing. Some people talk the talk, some people write the checks, but these two are actually really doing something magnificent. And so I look forward to hearing about that. Tell me first a little bit of background. The two of you came here at 10, Slate and Ginger, you were born here, and y'all met in school, I suppose.
We met in a butterbean patch.
We did.
Picking butterbeans. And her Uncle Roy had they grew corn and butterbeans. I worked for her daddy. And
I could always outpick him.
I always tell people we bumped heads, and I just looked up and there she was.
And today's our 31st anniversary.
31st anniversary today.
That's fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah, it is. It's
great. For such a start in the butterbean patch.
Amen.
I mean, that's just really a great
Wow,
story.
it really is. I love butterbean.
Still, I know. That's so great. So, and I'm guessing you were in school at that point. You were young.
Mm-hmm. We were.
Yeah, because if you've been married 31 years and y'all are still this young, you were babies, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you met. And
her daddy should have run me off.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I'm sure he doesn't think that. So, and then you got married and you were in your industry, your respective industries, and Slate, you were in surveying, right? And you have a surveying
Yes,
business
ma'am.
now.
Yeah.
And then Ginger, you were in IT a little bit. You were doing the
programmer.
computers. Yeah.
Yes.
You were one of the girl coders. You were one of those early girl. Yes, I love
Computer
it.
geek.
That's good, and that served you well as a career, I'm sure.
It's been a blessing, yes.
That's great. And then you have kids. You have 3.
We do. We do.
In the order of Clay, and then Luke, and then Rebecca.
Yeah, Clay, 22,
All-
Luke is 21, and Rebecca's 19.
Oh, they're grown now. They're not even kids
yeah.
anymore. And great kids, really.
They're all right. No, they're good.
We can say that because one's here with us. They'll join us in a second. But that's great. And your kids are a beautiful testament to the two of you. And they're really nice people, just genuinely nice people, just like the two of you.
They turned out well in spite of us.
I don't think in spite of you at all. So a few years ago, we were all heading to soccer games and cross-country
Amen.
meets and things like that, right? I mean, that was our life. And then you guys were so impacted by something that you decided to focus on it and make it a part of your life. Tell us a little bit about that. How did that start for you?
Go ahead.
Okay. Our church, Mount Olivet Baptist, was planning a mission trip to Haiti.
Okay.
And I'd never been out of the country. I didn't even know how to get a passport, but I wanted our family to go on that trip. And so we did. And that's
So your whole family
our
went.
whole family went, and it was an amazing trip, and it really did change our lives. I mean,
I bet you remember that first trip like it was yesterday. It's so
Absolutely.
clearly imprinted on your
yeah.
mind. Had you ever done anything like that?
No, as a matter of fact, I didn't even want to go. And my wife insisted that we were going. There was a lot of things going on in our lives, and all of it wasn't positive. Some of it was very negative, but I know God had a plan, and He put this thing together, and He kept it together.
Wow.
And,
yeah.
That's great. So you go with your church, not knowing what to expect. Everybody gets passports. You go to Haiti. What's the first thing you remember? Was it the heat or the beauty?
I remember in Port-au-Prince, like I was afraid. I was afraid because there's my daughter, and you smell all these smells. There's trash burning. It's just a different world, and so you're responsible for your wife and your daughter, and you worry about men jumping in the open truck with you. I just didn't know.
I mean, there's people with guns, not
walking openly.
like guarding hotels and things, not openly, but because really guns are not allowed so much for the general public. But yeah, it was scary and overwhelming too, because it's just hard to take it all in.
You don't think about it when you live here in the States, but when you do go out of the country, and I'm sure it's the same when people from out of the country come to the States, your senses are assaulted immediately. The smells are different.
Right.
The sights are different. The sounds are different.
Absolutely.
And whether you're the one going out of the country or somebody from out of the country is coming in, it's just the sensory assault.
Mm-hmm.
So you said you heard and smelled things and you saw things and you were initially frightened because your sense of organization is out the window at that point.
It is.
Yeah.
You're kind of,
I mean, we have been on a lot of mission trips, here in the, locally and, the local Southeast. But I just had never come face to face with what has to be dealt with in a third world country. Just the living conditions, the lack of basic necessities, infrastructure. It's just overwhelming. It really was
we
to me.
take for granted the things that our government, and as much as government's such a dirty word now, we take for granted so many things that our government has put into place for people here. Someone who is in poverty here may be in government housing, may get free lunch at school, may get EBT cards or welfare or some sort of government assistance. When you go outside of the country and that doesn't exist, it's like that safety net has been ripped open. And there are children and elderly and sick, and there is no safety net.
No.
We don't know poverty here.
No, we don't.
We don't know poverty
not
here
that.
compared to the places that y'all have seen and places that exist. So your first trip was there, and it made an impact.
Absolutely.
What do you remember about the people?
Well, what I remember about the people is as you walked, when we made it to Mui from Port-au-Prince, and you start meeting people, and you can just, like, the Spirit of God was just so real there, and you could just sense it, and you could feel it, and they didn't mind talking to you about it, and then God puts these people in your paths. You're going to meet Esdras in a little bit, and you just sense the light that Jesus talks about in the gospel, the light, and that's what it was all about, and you could feel it and see it and believe it, then it becomes real.
And it's important to you because you realize that is the basis of everything.
Amen. Yeah.
And so then you come home, and then what? You get back to where people are in restaurants and ordering, I want my dressing on the side, and I want no ice in my way, and that kind of thing.
Sure.
You come back into the country and you think, oh my gosh. So what happened after you came home, the first trip?
If you don't mind, I'd like to interject on the question about what made an impression.
Yes.
And I tell this story. So we had spent the week watching people that had literally nothing.
Yeah.
And there was an orphanage across the street from where we stayed. We did some cleanup there, and we could hear singing early in the morning. I mean, you can hear voodoo drums too, but we could hear singing early in the morning. It's like, where's that coming from? So they said, come on over, and it's the orphans. And we went over there before dawn. And when I say this, these orphans, early in the week, they had showed me their toys. It was one piece of a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
This little boy had one piece of a jigsaw puzzle. And this little girl had a doll. And the little doll, no clothes, one arm, this big, and they had a little piece of cloth, and they laid it on there, and they were content. They were happy with that.
Wow.
And they're in these walls. There's no grass. They're if you could just see how they live. And so we went over there before dawn, and they were all lined up at their table, and they were singing how God would make a way for me even when we cannot see.
Wow.
And I sat there with
Beautiful.
tears coming down my eyes, my face, filming that because I thought, they get up in the morning, they're praising God when they have nothing, and we are so abundantly blessed.
Right.
What do we do when we get up in the morning?
I know.
And so that was the life-changing moment for me.
Yes, I understand totally. I think that's wonderful.
That
And then-
video's on our website.
Oh, good. Okay. And your website is Act1eight, and the 1 is the number, and the 8 is spelled out. We'll pop it up on the screen if anybody wants to take a look at the website. So you get back home, you get back into your life. Do you forget about Haiti?
Oh, no.
No, we had a goal. We started praying, and Ginger and I had prayed, and we had a goal of trying to get 10 or 12 children in school when we came back immediately.
And when you say get children in school, they're not automatically in school?
There's no public school. It's all privately funded, and nobody has any money. So
you don't go to school if you don't have money?
You sit at home, like Esdras says, you'll hear this, with no hope. No hope. You're hungry and there's nothing to do, and you're just sitting there.
And so you came home with a goal.
And
you
then
set a goal.
A goal, and we prayed about it. And there's one special young man down there. As a matter of fact, he calls himself Stanley Balknight, and I love for him to do that. We haven't adopted him formally, but he's in our heart, and he's our child. And we love him. And so we met Stanley, and we came back and got him in school. Sent the money down there at Esdras. Esdras had him in school in less than 48 hours with his backpack, his uniform, and going to school. And Stanley slept in his uncle's house. He's an orphan. He slept in his uncle's house on some concrete blocks and a piece of plywood with a little thin blanket. He took me, and Esdras took me and showed me. And when he met me, he couldn't really even look me in the eye. He was so sad and despondent. And so it's just awesome to see what president of his class today.
I know. He's president of his class, and they have very stringent, I don't know if you call it state tests, national tests, whatever, and he was made number 1 on his test.
Wow. And Stanley Balknight, straight A student.
Check him out on Facebook.
I will do.
And so it's just amazing because you never know what impact that's going to have in the future.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it's not us. It's not us. We just got the opportunity to do it and to step into that young man's life, but he stepped into ours.
Isn't that something?
It is.
And the gifts that I'm sure a lot of people say to you that what a difference that you're making, and I'm sure that you are, but the impact on you.
Wow. Oh, they bless us more than we bless them. Yeah. Definitely.
You couldn't put a dollar amount on the blessings that we've had. You really couldn't.
That's true. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So did you meet your goal of the 10 or 12 kids into school?
Yes, we did. God blessed us with that. And this year, Ginger's worked so hard, Esdras has worked so hard, and God's poured out his abundance, and we've got 90.
90?
In 2.5 years, we've gone from 10 or 12, I can't remember, to 90.
We sold fried apple pies that first year.
Yeah, Doug White cooked pies, and we get up there at Mount Olivet Church in the kitchen.
Wow.
And it was awesome to see everybody
Casa
working.
Grande let us sell them there.
That is so
The community was so sweet.
Y'all, I'm going to need a break to have a Kleenex.
Amen. Yeah, that's good.
Do y'all want to say anything else before we break?
I think we're good. We just can't wait.
Well, I would say just one little quick thing.
Yeah.
That first trip, my daughter and I sat there. First night, we looked at each other, and she said, we were overwhelmed. And she said, where do you start? And we realized that we can't change the whole country, but we can change one person at a time, and that's what we try to do. And for that one person, it's amazing. It's a miracle. It's a life changing. That's what we do. So
that's fantastic. Okay, I guess we're going to take a break, and then we're going to introduce Esdras and Clay.
That's good.
Okay, good.
The unique thing about HTC is the fact that we get to live in the community that we serve. Not only do we see you on a daily basis when you come in to add new services or to pay your bill, but we see you at the grocery store. We go to church with you. Our kids go to school with your kids. Our family is your family, and it's that dynamic that really provides a special opportunity for us to interface with you on a level that our competitors simply can't provide. We are your family and your friends, and we're committed to serving this great community.
Welcome back. We're joined now by Clay Balknight and Esdras Malme, and I'm so happy to have the two of you here. And earlier you met with Ginger and Slate Balknight. Clay Balknight is their oldest son.
Yes.
And Clay, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us. This
and
is
Esdras
awesome.
is from Haiti and is visiting the U.S. and is helping with the Act1eight ministry. Welcome.
Yes. Thank you for inviting us.
Okay, Clay, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
And pick up where your parents left off. You were in high school or in college when you...
College.
You were in college when
I graduated
your family...
high school.
Now, okay, let me slip into a collegiate mentality here.
Good luck.
I don't want to go. I have parties to go to. I have homework. I don't want to. Was that you?
It was similar, yeah. It was pretty close.
Okay. Tell me what you thought when your parents said, hey, we're going to join the church and go to Haiti.
I thought they were crazy. I really did. I didn't want to go at all. But I did end up going. I just remember leading up to when we were actually going, I was just like, well, I'll go just to get them off my back, because I really had no interest at all in going,
Because you didn't want to miss anything at home, or there was just nothing you looked forward to about going, or?
The things I was doing at home, I didn't want to leave.
Sure.
They weren't positive things at all. They were very, very negative things, but I was trapped in that cycle at the time, and I didn't want to break out of it, and this was a way to go. And I didn't want to break the cycle yet, But I did end up going. And
but you did anyway.
I did.
It must have been tough.
It was, but once I got
it was a brave decision to make.
It was. But yeah, once I got there, I just felt at home almost. It was.
You did?
Yeah.
What's the first thing you remember when you arrived?
Just where am I? This is like, wow. This is. I mean, a 2-hour flight from Atlanta. You know, we're right here, and it's just chaos. Is what I saw at first. We got there at night, which is we don't really do that anymore. We got there at night, and we had to stay in a hotel in the capital city of Port-au-Prince, and it was just there we are. We're right there. You know.
Now, is Port-au-Prince, like most major cities, a lot of crime, a lot of people, or is Port-au-Prince known as a safer city?
It's not safe.
Not safe. Oh, so there you were in Port-au-Prince, a foreigner in Port-au-Prince the first night. That must have been scary.
Right.
Did you hear things that made you afraid, or?
Yeah, I mean, we heard a lot. We saw a lot of stuff, a lot of smoke in the air. You know, we didn't hear any gunshots or anything like that, but just a lot of cars, a lot of noise, a lot of people. You know, when they're talking, you don't know what they're saying.
Right.
So, you know, it's a different country, you know, different world.
And so when you arrived into the compound where you were doing your work, was it a scenic countryside or was it more of a city?
Well, the city we stay in is called Mui, and it's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, Haiti has nice mountains. They don't really have any trees on them anymore because they cut all of them down, but they still have really, really big mountains. They go. It looks like they fall right into the ocean.
Wow.
And Mui is really beautiful.
And the water's beautiful.
Right there on the Caribbean, yes.
Yeah.
The house we stayed at wasn't on the ocean. It was pretty close, but it was just concrete walls, about 8 feet high, little concrete yard, 2 stories, concrete house. They build pretty much everything with concrete and block because, like I said, they don't have a lot of wood.
Did you feel overwhelmed at everything that you needed to do? Because a mission trip, just to clarify, is not easy going.
Right.
You're working.
Right. We didn't. The first trip we went on, it wasn't. It was more of like the church we were going. We were just. It was like opening your eyes to what's going on down here. We weren't doing a lot of huge projects, at the time.
Okay.
So we were just kind of soaking it in.
Did you meet Esdras on the first trip?
I did.
Yeah?
I didn't really make the connection with him. It was more Slate. My dad made the connection with him. And then, but just from there, it's grown. Like I say, I was just looking forward to getting back, honestly. Getting back to America and getting back to doing the things I was doing.
Yeah. When you came home, did you say, that's something I want to do again? Or were you back home? No? You were back
I
home,
wanted to go back. I wanted to go back, but I just wasn't into the whole mission thing. I wasn't into
at
the
that
whole.
point.
No,
yet.
not at all. Not at all.
Okay. I'm going to switch right now to Esdras. So I have heard stories about you that are very remarkable. And the most remarkable thing about those stories, and some of the stories involve how much you have helped other people in your area and how you've become such a leader. And the most surprising thing to me is you're very young to have accomplished all those things and to have taken on all of those responsibilities. So how old are you right now?
So I'm 24.
24. And you were in school in Haiti when you met Slate and Ginger.
12th grade.
You were in the 12th grade. Now, unlike America, Haitian schools consist of more years. There are 3 years of kindergarten, is that right?
You're right.
And 13 years of school. So when you were in the 12th grade, you were not finished. You had another year to go.
Yeah, 1 more year.
Okay, good. And so all of those years of education, what are the schools like? Do you have multiple grades in one classroom, or do you have first grade, second grade, third grade in different rooms?
Yeah, so every grade in the home, and the home. Different.
In their own rooms. So you are in each of your rooms. So you do have those rooms.
Exactly.
And how do you learn in Haiti? Do you have a lot of books? You don't have computers in the classroom like we have here. Is it a lecture style classroom where the teacher stands up and teaches?
Yeah. So the school life in Haiti is something very hard. So we didn't have like many equipment to learn.
Right.
And school, it's a big deal for children to go to school in Haiti.
I'm sure, because not every child can go to school.
No. So to go to school, so you have to get the uniform, you have to get to pay the school.
Because school tuition costs
Yeah, it's an obligation to go with black shoes too. So this is all that I said, it's obstacles. I mean, you should be able to get all those and to to get in school. I mean, if you got the uniform, you don't have money to pay the school,
Right.
you still can go. If you got the money, you don't have document, they won't accept you. So if you don't have the black shoes, you can't go. But school life is very, very,
You
very
have to
difficult.
wear black shoes,
Exactly.
or you can't go to school.
If you have
You
to
must
wear,
have black shoes
it's
and a
obligation.
uniform.
Yeah, obligation.
And it's so hard for us to understand because our children have to go to school or the parents get in trouble. So the children must go to school. And here the children don't really care about school. What do the children think about school in Haiti? Do they want to go?
Yeah. So let's say most the parents who put the children in school. So we have a hard country. So there's no job, not much job. So it's hard for parents to put their children in school.
Sure.
But a lot of children go school. It's like a don, like Act1eight doing. Like we are doing there, other mission was doing that. That's always very, very concept. That's very, very a big support and got a lot of importance whenever
I'm sure.
you do that.
Because the adults in your community don't have a lot of job opportunities that
No.
pay very much money, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the industries that you have in Haiti? Farming, is farming something, or what kind of things do people do
Yeah,
to make money? Do they sell plants? Do they make things? Or do they work in?
Yeah, some of them working on garden, not
Okay.
big garden like farm we got here, just a little thing. And I know a lot of people got the parents used to break their works to sell with the construction, so to put them in school.
So you can, for example, somebody might, if they're strong and fit, they might break up rocks
break the work,
to
the
sell
build
to
house,
construction companies,
Yeah.
and that allows a little bit of money to be
Yeah.
made. So yeah.
But it's always something very hard. So imagine you
hard,
so
yeah.
getting break the works, you have to find something to eat. Like if you don't eat, I mean, you have no strength to break the work.
Right. You,
know?
have to be
So,
strong and fit
that's
and
hard.
well fed before you have the strength to go
hard
break
life,
the rocks.
Hard life.
It is a hard life. It is a very hard life. And so you've spent your entire life in Haiti. You were born there, right?
Yeah. So yeah, and I grew up as an orphan. I didn't know my mom, so
You never knew your mom.
when she passed away, I was baby, and I knew my father. My father was a doctor,
Okay.
so he had many children, not me and my brother.
Yeah.
So he got over 17 children. So he was working on a place called Podipe, in North Country. So we were in East Country. So in a little area called
So
Maui,
you
that's
didn't see him very much.
yeah. So on the way from north and coming to Maui, come to see us, spend some time with us. So he got a terrible accident.
Oh, no.
So he just passed away in the
Oh,
accident. And
Esdras, that's horrible. He was coming to visit his
Yeah.
children and
Yeah.
was in an accident. How old were you then?
and I was 14 at that time.
14. Oh, that must have been very hard on you.
Yeah. And I kept going to school for 2 years because life was hard. And
Yeah. You can't eat. You don't have any money to pay bills. You don't have any way to earn money because you're 14.
yeah, so that was very, very, very hard. And there's a missionary in the area where I live called Richard. So he got a mission called Feed My Sheep. And one day I just walking out, so he saw me and he asked me how I don't go to school. So, and I start to explain. So he said, okay, I will help you find someone to pay school for you. So it was all for me at that time because I see I'm going to school.
Yeah.
So, and finally.
So you were able to start back to school after a
back to
couple of
school.
years.
Yeah. So finally find a lady called Leah. So she live in New Jersey, helped me pay school. And I keep going to school even hard life and just hungry, just still go to school, and because I
that
love
just
school.
took care of school. That didn't take care of food for you. You still had to find a way to eat.
And I got my friend know how to make bracelet, and I learned how to make bracelet and developing
Like
my
a braided bracelet?
So I learned how to make bracelet and write a name on the bracelet, and my relationship with Richard. So whenever he got people coming like a missionary
Yeah.
come from in US.
Yeah.
So go down and I can see and ask you if you want to make a bracelet, and I make a bracelet for you, what's your name on it or whatever you want to on it.
Yeah.
So and you give me $5. So that was something start to help me a lot, and my sister also.
Were you always artsy as a child, or was this so by necessity that you just figured out how to do this?
So I just figured out, how to do it all way to get some money.
Good for you to do something.
And when I was in 12th grade, and it has a big group that was 2016 in February. This is the way I met Mr. Slate.
Okay.
So I came on the mission, come to sell some missionary coming just to sell my bracelet, you know. So this is where God started. We were talking, and they got a junior orphanage close to where the mission is. So they went to work here, and we spent a lot of time. So there's a little soccer field in the Episcopal school. So I remember the first time they had a winning, we went to play. So and Clay and his brother Luke. So that was amazing. This is the way we start. But and we got Stanley, and this is the first person Mr. Slate touched to help him the way he see. So he lives, and we started talking about. So Stanley.
you took Slate and Ginger to show where Stanley lived.
They met Stanley in a junior orphanage where they had a project paint. Yeah, was little, and. So in my communication with Mr. Slate, this is where he started to ask me questions about Stanley, and I took him where Stanley lived. Okay. So it was terrible, and we start with the two boys. We got one called Stanley and Petile and Schneider. So,
Schneider.
And so after weeks when Mr. Slate just come in USA back to USA, and he said money and to help the three boys go school.
When Slate and Ginger left with the Mount Olivet missionaries, did you think you would never see them again?
And I didn't think if we will done all that. So I didn't.
Because a lot of people probably come once.
Yeah.
And they meet everybody and then they go away.
You never see.
Yeah, you never see them again.
The thing I remember, so before Mr. Slate, but we had a great conversation before he left. The thing I remember, he said, okay, so I'm figuring out how to use Facebook, and we keep in communication on Facebook.
Good.
So it was amazing time. So it's a best occasion for me. One of the things we have in Haiti, so we need hope. So we need hope, we need love. I mean,
there's not a lot of hope in Haiti right now.
One of the things I remember, so whenever I'm talking to Mr. Slate, he said, don't worry about it, and I will take it. If you need money, you are hungry, just let me know. So whatever that you need, so let me know. This is something make me happy, and
that you could actually count on somebody.
I remember, and maybe some months after we met, so I got a heart fever. It was a malaria. So
malaria.
Yeah. So it was a malaria, and I sent her home. I left my sister's house for some reason and live with my cousin. So I was in the room by myself. So the malaria, it's so hard. I didn't have anybody to help me. No. So usually when people got fever here, they got a plant called Associate. They just put it on water and put it in bullet. So this is what they used to drink, and sometimes it's good for the fever. And I didn't have anybody to help me to breathe that.
So you were by yourself with this high fever.
Yeah. So and
that must have been terrifying.
I text Mr. Slate, and he just said, "Okay, we send that money, and we send you, and I'm gonna figure out how to send money." And he sent the money, and we send you. And when he sent the money, and so it was easy for me, and just make it for work, go to the hospital.
Yeah.
So
you were able to get treated at the hospital.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
that's amazing, because if you had not, then you might not have made it.
Yeah, maybe. And that's a lot. And this is, like I said we start our mission with the three boys. So we still sponsor them, and they are still important, and they are good boys too for us. And the second year we had 12. The second year we got 12. We sponsor 12 children, and this year we got 19 children in school.
90.
Yeah, 90
That's
children,
amazing.
yeah.
How do you go find the children? How do you?
So, yeah, and whenever God put us together and start working and doing good stuff like helping children, and people start to know me in the area.
Yeah.
Like even I'm in US and right now, so you can still find people coming to my house, come to check me. I got a children. It was hard just trying to explain me some life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even the hospital too, when somebody is sick, and like a leader in the area.
Yes.
If there's
Because
somebody got a problem and come to check me.
You have proven yourself to be somebody who helps people,
Amen.
who trusts people, and who is trustworthy yourself.
Exactly.
And you've become sort of a soldier in this great organization.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's great.
So-
So you've been involved with Act1eight since you were in 12th grade.
yeah.
Wow.
Since I was-
Your help to them must be immeasurable, that you're able to be their intermediary between when they're here in the States and being able to know that you are doing the things for them in Haiti. That's great.
Yeah.
He won't brag on himself, but he's pretty much the whole reason we got this thing started. I mean, it would have been dead in the water without Esdras. There's
Wow.
no way.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. You're responsible for this.
Yeah.
This is great. So you must have made quite an impression on Slate when you met him, and you were someone who was trustworthy enough to set everything up through. Ginger was telling me just before that you became aware of a woman through your minister, I believe, through your friend, a woman who was not mentally well and had a child, a little girl. And the little girl was neglected and was not doing well. And you stepped in and basically adopted this girl and became her dad or big brother and made sure that she was taken. So tell us about that.
Okay, so me and
How old were you? What grade were you in?
So yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, I think still in 12th grade.
Still in the 12th grade.
And I got my friend Fafa. He was my teacher, my physical teacher.
Okay.
When I was in 9th grade, 9th grade.
Okay.
So he's my prayer friend. We got a mountain close to us. We always go to the mountain in the morning, go pray. So this is how we feel comfortable. So we go pray,
Yeah.
So because we didn't have like nice place how we have it here and going home and just praying. So if you are living,
I think going to the mountain to pray is a fabulous thing.
yeah, I mean it's always a good place because there's sometimes people live like in a home 10, 12 people, so it's kind of hard, difficult like to praying.
Yes.
So it's always a best place like when you go to the mountain. You can go with your Bible. If you go in the morning, you can go with your flashlight and with your Bible and pray, feel comfortable and get down.
Yeah.
Well, so my friend Fafa was my teacher, my physical teacher. And when I was in 9th grade and 10th grade, so we always go to pray in the mountain. So we always go out to and sharing the gospel of God. So we always go out house by house and we find people on the street because in Haiti people walking down all the street. The transport we don't have too much car like for the transport. Right. So people are just walking.
Yes.
Most of the thing they are doing.
And you're sharing the gospel and you're giving them hope.
Yeah. And me and my friend Fafa, so we have a place called Lanzac. So we find a lady. The lady got a baby. She has a baby with her. And we tried to talk to her like to share with her, but we didn't know if she just winning out is a mind. So we didn't know if she's not okay. So whenever we tried to talk to her and we just, she just laughing and not give out any answer.
Yeah.
And I can see it and I can feel it. She's not okay.
And you know she's not well.
Yeah, and the baby, it's watching her. So I had a bag at that time. We got some crackers, we got water in it too. So we always bring candy in our bag. So for the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
so kids, you have kids love to see you coming because you have
love
candy.
That. So when I was little boy, I used to do that too.
Yeah.
When I see blanc, like white, blooming white, they say blah blah blah. They send me candy, the cracker. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So I always, whenever we are going to share, we always got cracker.
Yes.
We always got candy, so
Yes.
we had those one water too.
Yes.
And we got still a cracker called Wika. I remember that's still the cracker we got. And I give the baby a cracker. And I give the baby a cracker and some water, and I took her with me because she was a sweet girl.
Oh.
So, and I can feel how she feel good. So
Yes.
with me, and
so you adopted this baby girl
Yeah.
when you yourself are not very old.
so I'm not finished with the story. So I take the baby and I give it to her mom. So the baby start crying. So she start crying, and I just keep it back and keep her for some minutes and give
she's
her
happy.
back. Yeah, she's happy whenever she's on me.
Yeah.
So when I give it to the mama, she's crying. So and I'm back 3 times. So take the baby. So the last time I give her, so she was crying, and I just feel, and I didn't understand what's happening at that time, because when I told my friend, so let's take her, so it was hard for me to do that because it's just only the bracelet I do for live, and I didn't find.
Yeah,
I didn't
can't-
do it all times.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a good time, and I didn't have enough to take care of it.
Right.
And I
So
asked
how did you when you could barely provide for yourself, how did you know you could be able to provide for the baby?
Exactly, but it's God work. And
God. So you prayed
And I asked my friend, he got a wife, and I told teacher, could you take care
baby.
with your wife? And I know I'm gonna make some money with bracelet, and whenever I make some money, I will give you, I will help you,
yeah.
for the food to feed her.
Yeah.
So it takes some time and thinking, and he said, okay. But it was hard to say yes, because it was hard for him too. And
yeah, I'm sure.
Finally, we take it. When on the way back, we didn't continue, so we just back with her. I found a man, and I talked to the man, and he gave me all the information, the family, and he said, if we do that, we are doing a great thing. So it just encouraged us to get, and I take her to Fafa, and a week back to his family and talking to his family. But before we take it to the hospital, we got a few dollars. We take the hospital and make some checkup and leave it with my teacher, my friend. And 2 or 3 days ago, and I asked my teacher, so I want her like to get fun and
How
come
is
back
the
to stay with
baby?
me.
And
And when I back with her play and got a great day with her, and I feel the baby,
that's
it's
your
nice
baby.
to me.
Oh.
And I go to my sister and I tell my sister. So
What did your sister say?
my sister, when I go to her and I tell her, so I want to take the baby, could you help me? So it was nice to me, and she was nice to me and say yes.
She did
so
say
whenever
yes.
Whenever you are not here, so I'm gonna take care of her. So whatever
that's so nice
whatever
of your
that we
sister.
ate, whatever that we eat, so she gonna eat it too. And so
That's so
girl right
nice.
now, it's my daughter.
And that's your daughter. And how old is she now?
She's 6 years old.
6. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, that is just an amazing
She's 6
story.
years old. Oh.
And you have been so good to her, I know.
She loves me.
I'm sure she does. And your
loves me.
sister too. And
Yeah.
what a great opportunity for her.
so-
And she will hopefully go to school too, right?
Yeah, she's in
Yes,
school.
Esdras is like, yes, of course, she's going to school. So in school, you learn so many things. I'm told that you speak 3 languages.
Yeah. So in school in Haiti, like for those who got possibility to go school, as I tell you, we got French. French is like intellectual language.
Okay.
I mean, if you are going to school, you will be able to speak French.
Okay.
Because every book we bring and everything they are doing in school,
Your materials,
it's in French.
French,
Yeah, it's like we were colonized by French long times ago. I mean, we still follow the same system education.
Okay.
So-
now, I didn't know you were colonized by France. So
Yeah, we were.
I should know that, but see, I wasn't listening in school, I guess.
Yeah, we
so,
were.
okay, so
And-
that's why French. Okay.
Yeah, and
So everybody speaks.
school life. I want to make a little back on that.
Yeah, yeah.
School life in Haiti, and I want a lot of people know that. So it's very, very, very hard, and it's very, very difficult.
Is it?
As it's always the education is also a key of a country. So we still don't have a strong education. It's not only because we are a poor country, but the education, the level, the people who educate, it's very meaning. We don't have much people.
So when
educated.
children show up to school, they probably don't know their letters, their numbers, their shapes, their colors, and they must be taught all of those things when they show up?
Yeah, so as I said it, we didn't have too much equipment to teach, but we do our best, for
Yes.
those who are in school.
Yeah.
So to do it, like when you have in the classroom, we have the computer. So maybe we don't have something like for chemistry, just to show something, to prove it. But we still do it in the way we have to. But that's how I want to say it's about education, how difficult it is for a kid and how important so it is when you're helping a kids in school there.
Yes.
So it's,
Because it isn't just the school, right? Because you have to make sure that the child has
everything.
food at home
Yeah.
to eat and has enough
Yeah.
sleep and has a safe shelter to sleep.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we always, I always like to say that and say, okay, so we have to start by education,
You start by education.
So I know, I can understand, so you need to eat, you need to, to get something like
Yes.
to be okay and learn. But no, we always thinking about that. But if you got a little thing you're living, you're educating, so, you cannot be understand and you can be educated and make a difference in life.
Yes, you have to, you're learning to think and you're learning to make good decisions and that kind of thing
Exactly.
through your education.
And
That's great.
so-
Did you ever sit in on any classes when you were there?
I've been to the schools. The school that we put our kids in, I've been there
Yeah.
and seen how they learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what are your thoughts? Do you think would you have had a hard time in the school classroom?
Definitely. Yeah, it's hot.
Because it's pretty rigorous, isn't it?
Yeah, the
There's
teachers are
not-
very strict.
There's not a lot of room for acting out and things like that. It's very
No, he can
rigorous.
tell you stories about that. No tolerance for anything like that.
No.
And you graduated from school several years
Yeah,
ago.
and I'm in a nursing school now.
Nursing school? Fantastic! Boy, you are really going to make a difference in your whole country.
Yeah.
You may be the president or the prime minister or whatever they have in Haiti. That's fantastic. And so being a nurse, you will be able to help a lot of people medically. That's amazing.
Yeah, this is exactly my plan. I already got a job in Act1eight,
Yeah.
and my salary it's more than the money they pay a nurse
Yeah.
in Haiti, because the
Wow.
nurse did not pay them too much
They
money.
don't pay that much.
So I just got her heart and I want to be here. So
Yeah.
just working in our ministry.
That's
so
amazing.
maybe a lot of more people can find. Yeah.
And that's something I think Americans don't think about, is the money that we have translates to much more money in Haiti. Give me an example of that, Clay. Something that might be a small amount to us translates to making a big amount in Haiti.
Well, I know $1 there is about $1 68 goods is what they call their
Goods,
currency. Mhm.
Okay.
So,
Have any idea what it costs to go to school for a year, or do they take it by the month? How does that work?
The business we make in the school, we pay we just give the school it 2 times in a year.
2 times for the year.
But
Okay.
if you get possibility, you can give it 1 time.
Yeah.
And they just give it the possibility you can give it
Yeah.
two times. And it depends the grade you are. So
Oh, it depends on the
Yeah.
grade. Okay.
so and our children for grade, so for everything they hear in the school and document and uniform, so include it's $200 we can sponsor the kids.
$200. 200 US dollars.
Yeah, but for children like 12th grade, 13th grade, so it will be more.
It will be more
Yeah.
because
It's about 200 something.
because the education is more.
Yeah, because
more involved.
it's class by class, it's more expensive.
It makes
Yeah.
sense. But $200 is not much money for an entire year for a child.
not to us, no.
Not to us at all, because we spend thousands to educate children every year. Our school system does, and we do through our taxes. But that is an amazing story. So to really make a difference in a child's life, an education is absolutely necessary. Not
Yes.
only in Haiti, but everywhere.
Right. That's where we try to focus. That's where we started our mission. That's what we try to keep our main focus on, is the education for the children. Because Ezra's is a dreamer. He really is, and he sees things that he sees a lot of things, and he knows that education is key, especially in a country like Haiti, because people. I mean, when you're not educated, you do crazy things like we experienced. We were down there when all the riots were happening.
Tell me about
there.
that, because you guys almost got famous that way. Act1eight became kind of a household name there for a while, because which hurricane? Irma? Was it Irma? Or
this actually wasn't about the hurricane.
This was the unrest. That's right.
Right, this was the unrest.
The hurricane didn't kick off the unrest. What kicked off the unrest?
They hiked the gas prices up almost more than double actually.
The government agency increased the gas prices.
Right, to about $8 a gallon, and I mean that's $8 a gallon. That's U.S. dollars.
$8 a gallon?
Exactly, and I mean that's a lot of people's lives.
How do you pay that when you don't make that much money?
That's why they shut the country down pretty much, because they can't. I mean they couldn't do anything.
And
I mean everything goes up with gas too. You know, food goes up, everything goes up when gas goes up.
Absolutely, because food must be delivered in a vehicle that's gas.
Right.
So that's.
And a lot of people's businesses are like taxis and transporting and trucks. It's a big business down there, so everything goes up.
Yeah, transportation's a big business. So what happened after that? Did the government make the prices go back down?
They did after they saw the response from the citizens, because I mean, Haiti, it's not. I mean, in America, it'd be impossible to shut us down like they did there, because we have so many roads. But there, all they did pretty much is just block the roads in response. Like I said, it's in response to this. But they would, me and Ezra went out and looked the next day. They would be burning tires in the road, and
so they physically blocked the main road, I guess.
Right, because it's like if you look at Haiti, it was right there. But they have a road pretty much like running around along the coast. That's that's right, Route 1. That's the main road.
Okay.
That goes from Port-au-Prince all the way to the north, pretty much. So yeah, it's just one main asphalt road, and everything else is like little side roads off of it. But yeah, they would
to make that impact, they blocked the main road, and
many spots.
That was
many spots. Like there would be roadblocks everywhere.
Was it violent, or was it just a protest?
No, it wasn't violent where we were at. We were okay, because they weren't.
But you couldn't physically get home.
No, it's impossible. It was
Nobody
impossible.
could
No,
go
you can't go anywhere. The whole country was shut down, and
Right.
no, I mean, think about us. Yeah, we were okay, but you got to think about people that need to go to a hospital or need to go.
You couldn't go to your job.
You couldn't go anywhere.
For the transport.
You couldn't go anywhere.
You couldn't deliver your food.
No.
So after a certain point, if the government had not caved in, there would have been dire consequences, because people wouldn't have been able to get where they needed to.
The longer it would have taken,
them,
more consequences would have been. Exactly.
Wow. Well, that was certainly an exciting thing. Do you see a lot of the protests, or was that the one that you remember the big one?
Yeah, they protest a lot for every. So we got the first class we have in Haiti called bourgeois, like class bourgeois.
Bourgeois, the bougie class. Okay.
Yeah, this is them must own all the business.
Is this a class that has
the
money?
The
has
first
money.
class.
Okay, first class. Okay.
I mean, all the system of the market, the economic country, ETM has it. They just decided whenever they want, and they just do whatever that they want in the country. And so whenever like something happen like that, this is what they ask the government to do. So whenever they ask the government to do something, and the government should do it, it should do it. I mean, it's like an obligation for the government to do it, because if we don't do it, there's a lot of things can happen. I mean, this is how we are living, and how
so the bourgeois class is the class with money that goes to the government and says
they treat the mass now. They treat us very bad, very bad.
The bourgeois
now?
The mass of the people. The bourgeois class is 5% of the population, and they own 95% of the wealth.
Yeah, and the richest.
Okay, I see.
Because they own all the big businesses. Like you'll be in Port-au-Prince, and there'll be like a Mercedes-Benz dealership, and they'll have big supermarkets, but that's all owned by the bourgeois. And these are people that have been there since the French had colonized Haiti.
Okay.
So after they left, these people stayed back, and they still have all that French money, and they've kept it to themselves pretty much, and they've remained in power since then. Yeah, exactly. And they're very.
So, but if you're born outside of that, how do you ever get in it? How do you ever get into that? You never get into that class. You never get into the first class. But see, education changes that, right?
You can't be a bourgeois. You're born bourgeois. I mean, you can't be a bourgeois.
Okay, this is so interesting. Yeah. So you can't. So
you can't be a bourgeois.
A Haitian can't be a bourgeois. You have to be born into it, pretty much. Yeah. And they keep it tight.
Sure.
Yeah, they have 8 major families.
Yeah. That's all? What do they do? Intermarry?
And they're not too more than the population. They're only 5%.
Yeah, not much.
And all the wishes is them have it. They just, I mean, the family is augmented by them.
Yeah. That must make people very angry when you're the majority of the people in the country and you're struggling. And this tiny percentage owns everything, influences the government. That's very tough.
Yeah, I'll see them. We'll be in the beach. We'll take our kids to the public beach sometimes, and then you'll just see like a Mercedes G-Class, brand new, just rolling down through there.
Wow.
It's crazy for real.
Wow.
Yeah, it's nuts. But they just don't care.
Wow.
At all. They really don't.
So
they have no
that's-
desire to help them. They want to keep the people where they're at because they have all the power that way.
Well, sure, because I'm sure they would like to keep the masses of the people ignorant because they're easier to lead if they're ignorant. But the more you get educated,
That's where education comes in.
So
That's our goal.
this is exactly everybody will look at the show. So I just asked him to help Act1eight pray. So we already done a lot, and we can't explain how blessed we are. So God so
you've
blessed.
made so many changes.
So we help family with a good. When I say good, maybe you don't know what I mean when I say good. A good mean a lot for a family there. A family can have a good, raise a good, and just pay school for the family and do all other stuff. So we built a few houses. So we put 90 children in school. So I mean, God so bless us, but we want to do more.
Yes.
So everybody will look at the show. So we are asking your prayer,
Asking
and your
for
prayer
prayers.
important. And if you feel or you want to support too, so you can
Absolutely.
contact us,
Absolutely.
and so we got a website
great.
too, so we can check it out
good.
sometimes.
Good. And it's nice to see, and I'm sure that this is something, Clay, that means something to you, that when you actually do something, you see the good result out of that.
Yes.
Which is so nice, because when you write a check to some national agency, it goes in the mail and you never think about it and you don't know what happens to it. But you actually have seen firsthand, and you have actually seen firsthand, the money comes in and it actually makes a major change for people in their lives who have no hope.
Yeah, we started out building school. Putting kids in school. We've built 3 houses for people that really needed them. We built out a block. These people are living in stones and mud put together like houses. One lady's house was made out of banana leaves, like a little lean-to. This was right before the hurricane was coming too.
Oh,
she was living in this, so we built them houses, and then we worked on a church too, and we've done medical clinics too. We've started doing medical clinics, and we have a doctor friend down there. His name is Dr. Max. He was educated in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
And he works with our mission now. He's been a huge blessing. And then Ezra's just trying to be a nurse. So we're trying to get our hand in a lot of different things. There's a huge need down there.
You're going to stay really busy. I'm
Still
sure
busy,
you're already
always
busy, but you're going to be really busy.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
So one of the things will mark my life when I'm saying education. So whenever there are people protest, whenever there are big demonstration in the street, for all my life, I never see someone who educated on the street or got a tire or got a fire or just doing bad stuff. I never, the people I know who educate, and we are where I live, so they used to do it a lot. I never see someone, even they have a hard life, So when education, it's always, you understand?
It will change,
so,
yes.
Yeah, and
it will change the way
be
things are
educated.
done.
Even you're not going to research or go somewhere find a job, so you can think you just find something to do finally.
I think you're absolutely correct. Education will absolutely change the trajectory of Haiti.
Yeah,
and that will do it.
So it's terrible. Like it's terrible for us when someone not educated there, and like a politician can want to use you, or bourgeois can want to use you, or whoever can want to use you and give you like 1,000 good like less than 20 US dollars, and can say, okay, you block the word, you go to manifest. So this is a great privilege for the people, and take that 20 because you can buy food on it for 2-3 days. And but he didn't thinking, what's happening. He didn't thinking like how blood circulation. He didn't thinking, them. So
that's right.
What's can happening.
That's right.
But so for someone who educate won't do it.
That's right.
Even so he need that money, he won't do it.
They'll know better. They won't get taken advantage of.
So this is what we are doing. So we just start by education.
Very noble cause.
Yeah, we start by education.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and bring Ginger and Slate back in and wrap up.
All right.
Sounds good.
The unique thing about HTC is the fact that we get to live in the community that we serve. Not only do we see you on a daily basis when you come in to add new services or to pay your bill, but we see you at the grocery store. We go to church with you. Our kids go to school with your kids. Our family is your family. And it's that dynamic that really provides a special opportunity for us to interface with you on a level that our competitors simply can't provide. We are your family and your friends, and we're committed to serving this great community.
And now we're joined back with Slate and Ginger, Clay and Esdras. To wrap up, guys, what do you think for the future, for your ministry? What do you think about the next 5 years? What's that going to look like? You mentioned a boys' home.
Oh, yeah.
You have a boys' home now, and you're over the boys' home?
I mean, so much has happened in 2 years. I can't imagine what's going to happen in 5. Because I'll just be real quick. We've taken over a boys' home, put these kids in school. We've put in a well. We've built 4 houses, rebuilt a church, and treated hundreds of medical clinics. Wow. Goats, tons of rice and beans. But there's a lot that's going to happen in the next few years. So if you want to talk about some of that.
So y'all
Clay,
going back
Slate.
soon, right?
Going back in November with a group from Greenwood, South Carolina, and we're really excited about that. And one project that I have a vision for, I think we all do, we've been to Knoxville, Tennessee and visited an aquaponics site. It's called Hatponics. We've met with the owner. His name is Ryan Cox, and he's sending an intern with us in November, a young, sharp college kid, and we would love to be able to do that. It's a relationship between fish and plants.
Okay.
And the effluent, the fertilized water from the fish tank, fertilizes the plants. He says it makes them superfood.
Oh.
And they all grow together, and it's cheap. And he's done.
So it would be not only an industry, but a source of food?
A great source of food, and he's done them all over the world. He's done them in Africa.
Yes.
He's done some in Haiti, and they started out one in Africa. It started out feeding 200, and now it's grown to feeding 2,000 people.
Wow,
So
fantastic.
that'd be an answer to prayer.
That's a win-win there, because you
is.
have jobs and you have food
I know.
production.
Tina,
And
Protein and
There's-
vegetables
Which they need.
they don't
Amen.
have.
There's children right now in Haiti that they're digging holes and burying them in because they're malnourished and starving. And we've seen a lot of them. This man could tell you story after story. And so hunger is such a huge thing. Haiti is the 3rd poorest country in the world and the poorest in our hemisphere. It's 1,200 miles from Atlanta to Port-au-Prince, 12 or 1,300 miles, and there's children dying right now.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's in our hemisphere, that being the poorest country and not that far from the States.
Right.
Not that far at all. So you're going in November, and you're taking a team member to look at it for industry. Will you go as well?
Yes, I'll be there.
Okay, good. And for the rest of your stay here, Esdras, what are you going to do?
So what can I do for?
What will you do while you're in the States before you have to go back to Haiti? Will you-
So my objective here is just coming to see, and so meeting some churches and people who support us.
Yeah,
So,
you'll go to different
yeah.
churches, you said, and
Yeah.
speak, and in schools too.
Yes, and just thanking them, and so it's got a kind of encouragement and to continue work. Well, so my future, my idea for future, what I would like, it's Act1eight got us have a school so where we can put more children than that we have in school.
Yeah.
So, and my idea for the future, it's thinking one day so to have a hospital. To do that, we have to get together. I mean, I can do it by myself, and Mr. Slate can do it.
That's right.
Mungingya can do it. So
But we all work together.
Yeah, we always appreciate all the people who support us. Who always coming apart with us. So we appreciate for that who has coming to, and we are saying in prayer, and we know God will do everything.
That's right. And you are giving back too. I understand that the team is going to build a house for Habitat while
week.
you're here.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic.
I know.
So even when you're here, you're giving back to us when you're here, which is amazing.
Well, so
He's always
it will be nice, and to see him and see how they are building,
That would
because
be nice.
Our construction in Haiti, all thing we're building, it's small blocks, so we don't have wood to build everything with wood here.
Right.
So that I would be happy to see that.
That would be interesting. And you mentioned you're working on, maybe you have some ideas on reforesting in
Yes.
Haiti where trees have been
Yes.
cut. So that's great. Boy, there's great things happening for Act1eight. So I'm so happy that you came today. For more information, check out the website and the Facebook page, act18.org. Thanks for being here today, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Tina.
been fun.
We've
We
enjoyed
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.